That was the last time we were going to film these characters and work with these actors as these characters. And it felt really like saying goodbye.
I'm Antonio for the movieplayer.it. First of all, congratulations and thank you because you brought me back to the 80s. And now that all is done, if you watch back at the beginning of this journey, what is the biggest challenge of this series? Defining the general tone, defining the main characters, adding new ones from season to season, or the ending that we're about to watch?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges, we've added over the years, we've added a few characters. Obviously, the mythology has gotten increasingly complex, and so as you head into this final season, you wanna wrap things up in a satisfying way. But we had a lot to wrap up, both in terms of character arcs and in terms of the mythology, and giving the audience answers that I think they would want to know before we wrap up the show, because this really truly is the end. And in past seasons, we've had plans to tell more about what's actually going on in Hawkins, and we keep sometimes we just ran out of room and you could just sort of kick the can down the road. But as we get into the final season, this is it. This is the end of the story, and so there was no more can to kick. And so that was certainly a new challenge for us going into this final season.
And what's your main feeling now? Are you most satisfied, scared, excited?
We are in denial, I think, is how I would describe it. No, it was very, very, very emotional when we finished production. I think that last day of shooting, because that was the last time we were going to film these characters and work with these actors as these characters. And it felt really like saying goodbye. That was a really hard day. Luckily, Ross and I were able to dive right into post-production, and we've just been so busy trying to finish the show that has allowed us to not think about it. So, which has been great. But now that we're kind of winding down there, it's starting to hit, but I think it will take a while for it to sink in. So, but I would use the word bittersweet. I think we're excited to tell different stories, but we're sad to leave this world and these characters behind.
Ci stiamo davvero smarrendo. Restare bloccati qui, senza vedere la fine. Forse stasera avremo fortuna. Troviamo Vecna.
If you could choose one scene, one moment, one element that defines what Stranger Things is, what would you choose?
Oh man, I mean, personally, I think, if you go back to season 1, episode 1, in a scene with the kids in the basement, to me that really defines what the show is, and that was always the intention with the scene. Let's explain who these characters are, and also what the show feels like, and what its tone is. And so, if you like that scene, for me, it's like, then keep going. That really is the heart of the show right there.
For you, do you have a specific moment you care about?
That I care about? It's like asking me, who's my favorite child, and it sort of depends year to year in terms of what resonates the most for me. I mean, a North Star for us, especially as we were working this last season, was the climax of Dear Billy, because as much as possible that sort of represented what we've always been trying to do with the show, which is we have spectacle and horror mixing with character work and character growth. So the idea of smashing together horror and drama and emotion and having them sort of culminate crescendo at the same time is what we've always wanted to do with the show.
And watching forward, what kind of legacy would you like Stranger Things to leave in terms of storytelling and approach to sci-fi stories?
Well, you know, so much of the focus on the show when we're asked about it is on nostalgia, which is certainly true, but a lot of it is less nostalgic for the movies themselves than, well, it's nostalgic for the style of storytelling that we grew up watching. And there was a certain earnestness to the films of the 80s and a certain optimism, specifically in the films of Spielberg, but also the stories of Stephen King. So many other movies and filmmakers as well. And especially in television, that had sort of fallen out of favor. The anti-hero was really prevalent, especially back in 2015, and there was sort of pessimism to storytelling. We loved all those stories, but we wanted also to see more of the type of story that we loved, particularly growing up. So hopefully we start to see more stories like that as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ancora un'ultima volta.